one and all. Back to another edition
Nailed it.
That Comedy Podcast. I am your host, DJ Marcus, and you are joining me live in the That Comedy Studios. I'm over Lil Boy Joey Lil Thorough.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, Joe, man?
You know, it's 2/2/2022.
Yes.
I'm no conspiracy theorist, but there's too many twos. I don't like it.
It's Day of the Deuce.
I don't like it.
Take a shit, be happy today. It's the Day of the Deuce.
I feel like someone's gonna cut me with a deuce. Like I don't.
Oh man, Joey. We have our guest host back with us this week. Not our guest host. She's our co-host. She's Mrs. Pretty Funny. That's right. You know what, Joey? I have to use the proper pronouns. She is Mrs. Pretty Funny.
Oh,
You know what? We got to make sure we respect the name.
is that official now?
Not until October.
Oh, well, I mean, damn. Give Rose some credit. He gave you a ring.
Get the fuck out of here. Is this how I find out the news?
Candace August, welcome back to the show.
My internet ain't shit at all. Hello, everyone.
Oh, man. Joey, we got a special guest this week, man. Our brother in comedy. He is only 5'4", but he's a giant in the industry. He does funny shit all up and down the DMV. He's a giant when he stands on a man's shoulders, but he's a midget when he stands on his own 2 feet. Jesse Rivas, welcome back to the That Comedy Podcast.
How's it going? I'm glad to be back. It's been fantastic. To find out that Candace is getting married. This is how I find out.
You just now
Yes,
found
I'm
out?
engaged. I put it on Instagram. It's been on Instagram since last year.
Put on there.
Was it on Candace Travels?
Candace has
No,
to
it was
be
on my
Candace.
regular Instagram. It's just a picture of the ring.
It was our other ghost account.
I've been following the wrong account. I thought, we were going to find out through all the different platforms.
Didn't get engaged too while traveling.
Oh, my
Yeah, I
goodness.
have it on both accounts, but it was first announced on the main account.
Yes, just Candace. Oh,
So
man.
what did it happen exactly? It happened.
I've been engaged since August
I was gonna say. It was
Yeah, it was
all-
about
of
August.
last
Yeah.
year, Jesse.
Of course,
Where
it
have you
happened in
been?
August, right?
Yeah, and he's been on
Right?
the podcast.
Yes.
I remember because
How did it happen?
it almost happened while I was in New York, and then it happened like the week after I left.
Yeah.
So I knew it had to be around then, but that was the end of August.
Yep, that's true.
I remember when it happened, Joe. You want to know how I remember?
That's right.
It's the day my heart was broken. It was the day that I finally looked in the mirror and said, "She's gone.
Oh my God.
Oh, she's gone." And I had to sing. I had to sing some sad tunes. So,
Oh my God.
I remember how I found out.
she ain't for the streets no more, Joey.
You were today years old.
I was
Jesse?
today years old when I found out.
It was 22222. Too many twos on a
Were
Tuesday.
you wearing a
Every
tutu?
one of these, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like I think you guys were here at the time, actually.
Oh, we might have been. We might have been.
You
Yeah.
might have been.
Maybe.
It's a lot. It is a lot. Joey, you are correct. I just looked at it on the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
It is Tuesday, 2/22.
That's
And
an extra
20,
two. I didn't
22.
even account for that it's Tuesday. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, I think the Earth's gonna tilt.
Yeah,
It's
something's
gonna
about
tilt
to
the
happen.
opposite direction. This is gonna be an interesting goddamn week, man. Oh, but yeah, man. What'd you say?
Where the hell did Candace go?
She's got
Her internet's trash.
You gotta find out.
My internet's trash. I had to switch to a different device.
Am I invited to the bachelor party, the bachelorette party? Like, where am I going to be at?
She's got random reptiles that steal her Wi-Fi every 40 minutes.
Because technically, I'm on the side of the bride, but like I am a male. But hell, I'll join the fuckery of a bachelorette party. I mean, that sounds dope.
Yeah, definitely a bachelorette party.
Okay. You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Jesse Rivas will be arrested with the bridal party.
Heckling comedy shows.
Come August. Oh man, but Joey, it's been a long week, man.
Yes, it has.
I want to thank Miss Chocolate for joining us last week on the Die Comedy Podcast. Man,
Yes.
it was a fun episode. Our first official Negro on the podcast. She said it. Damn it! I got. Hey,
because of the immigration
he
papers.
said her birth certificate says Negro. I went. Wait a minute. I've never seen that myself, but that was a little different from me.
Yeah.
Jesse. Oh, hey, I can see Jesse now.
We had a whole episode. What was that show? That the Roots with the
Finding Your Roots.
Finding Your Roots.
Yes.
We had a whole episode of that on the Doc County
Podcast.
Last chocolate. Speaking of birthdays, recent guest Bryant Tinker. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Brian.
I hope the terrible twos aren't attacking your birthday and ruining it.
Yes.
We hope you're having a blessed one.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
for joining us.
Candace got a photo on her thing.
I'm
Yeah,
no.
where's Candace?
No, I mean she like usually there's just a blank screen. You got a photo, Candace?
I'm trying to get it together. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to step it up.
Man, that's a nice photo of you.
You know, I only come on camera like once every 2 months. So
I know
like, need to have a picture at least.
Yeah,
I brought
Candace,
my finest shirt for this podcast. I'm offended that you're
is
not.
that Machete?
If
Wait,
Candace sees herself on
that's-
camera, then it's 4 more weeks of winter.
Is that Machete on your shirt, Jesse?
That is Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels
Okay.
at WrestleMania 12.
Both of them look Mexican in that and from this distance. I don't know why, but Bret Hart looks like Machete. Like he looks like
He does. Yeah.
he does. Oh man.
Look, not all Mexicans are sweaty, Marcus. It's not.
But most of them are greasy. I don't care how you cut it. Shit. Oh man, but what's been going on with you this week, Joe? Anything happening with you, man?
I officially have a date for surgery.
Okay.
I will be
Is she cute?
cut up on March 7th, so that'll be fun.
that was good, Jesse. They didn't catch
Thank
it.
you.
That was good.
Thank you.
I didn't catch that. What'd you say, Jesse?
It was a timing joke. He
Yeah.
said on her date, and I was like, "Is it cute? Is she cute?" And then you guys just ignored it. But if you were there at the time, it was great.
It was good.
It was a Jesse joke. It was one of those Jesse ones that hits us and we're like, what'd you say? We supposed to chuckle with you. Like,
I
hold on a
was
second.
mid sentence, and so I wasn't in listening mode.
It's a timing joke. Yeah, it doesn't work if you
Well
explain.
played. Well played.
So you're getting ready for your surgery.
Yes, it's her name is Scalpel, and we're going on a blind date.
So-
I won't actually get to see her because I will be under general anesthesia.
So is this your reassignment surgery?
No,
This is okay. So when's that one?
Was-
that's not
Marcus,
one.
what the fuck is wrong with you?
I thought, you said you were having some issues and you wanted to change some things up. So
Not what I said. Oh,
I could have sworn we had this conversation, Joe.
I said I got a bad hip.
Oh,
You mixing up a conversation you had with someone else.
my bad.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
I was hoping it was lipo so you could give me a referral. Like I want some lipo.
You don't need no
Goddamn.
lipo.
I'm not that fat. Jesus.
You don't need lipo.
Damn.
I am though. That's what I'm saying. I want a referral.
Candace, put yourself on camera. Let's see how you look.
You've been doing all this working out every day, posting workouts, telling us about every workout, and then you're gonna like hide off camera.
Yeah.
Because I'm still fat, you guys. I need at least 3 more months.
Do you have your
Okay.
scoop neck V-neck on this week?
All right.
Yes, I
Here's
do.
the thing. I will
You
continue.
do?
No. We'll continue to allow this, but at the end of the next 3 months, you have to do like the episode in a bathing suit or something. Like you have to.
Yeah.
You have to do the big reveal episode.
I will do it. Listen, I will be ready. Once I get
You
this
know,
weight,
we should all do this.
Half
The
naked on-
Dog Comedy Podcast. We should do like a challenge, and at the
Oh,
end
like-
of
like the naked
time
episode.
we all were bathing suits.
Goddamn minute.
We should definitely do the naked episode. 100%.
Naked episode.
You all 3 of you guys will be shirtless, and I'll put on like a swimsuit or something. It'll be like the naked episode.
But that's not naked.
I mean,
Oh,
it's naked enough. We don't want to get shut
We're
down.
gonna do the softcore episode. That's what we're calling
Softcore
it.
naked.
Yeah.
Or we could do. Oh no, we could do the swimsuit edition. All you guys in trunks and me in a swimsuit.
That sounds like a summer thing.
As I stated previously on to some coworkers this past week, these certified C cups stay under lock and key. Nobody gets to see these.
First of all, Marcus, get in the gym like me and Joey so you could be ready for the swimsuit edition.
I'm in the gym every
Here's the thing.
day, all day.
I
Lift
gotta-
you ain't seen these arms,
Listen, I'm trying.
Jesse. I measured them.
Look at those lateral deltoids. How dare you?
24-inch pythons, baby. I measured them. on purpose.
I gotta cut some weight because I'm gonna be hopping around on one leg for the next month,
Yeah,
and it's a lot. It's too much for one leg.
yeah, that ankle gonna buckle.
Especially when the other leg is like my legs weigh a lot. That's a lot of my body mass, and so I would have one of them not supporting itself is a problem.
You know the way Joey looks when you see him like that, you're gonna just assume he got shot.
Something has always been broken on Joey since the day I have met him. He's had a
Yeah.
cast on either arm, on either leg, some kind of back brace. Like ever since I've met him, something's always
Making up
broken
injuries
on him.
now.
No, Joey's feet have been fucked
my
up for
left
years.
leg has been a litany of it's been like an old tome of injuries.
Yeah, Joey's legs have been all fucked up for years.
Like you know that like old Fables book, and it was like this thick and it's leather bound. That's my left leg,
Mhm.
and every Fable is another injury. And now we just added another story, so it's all on brand.
Well, man, I wish you the best speedy recovery, Joey. We got to figure out the podcast.
We have one more episode before that happens.
Okay.
But,
but
We
we
have
do.
an amazing announcement.
Huh?
but on March 8th, I will be on narcotics, so that'll be a fun episode. Tune in
Oh,
for that.
We have an
Yay.
amazing announcement of when Joey gets back on his feet.
Mhm.
It is going to be April 7th in downtown Silver Spring at 8 p.m. We will begin the new era of us running rooms. It is the return of Jesse and Joey, and we're adding Angel, and we got Marcus back on there, and we have an amazing team of creating the new kind of chapter when it comes to
What, y'all are running shows again in April? Nobody said shit
Okay.
to me.
Okay. So here's what we
See,
need.
this
Here's what we need to start. Here's where we need to start, stop, and finish with that whole conversation. We don't tell people that type of shit this early, because people gonna be looking for it.
people, you better look for it. I want every single. We haven't said the venue yet, but I promise you, I guarantee you're gonna get the best damn new show coming out. Not just that, we're creating a new scene in a place that's been needing it. It's been wanting it. It's been like Jesse, Joey.
You know where that place is?
Where's that, Joey?
Near you.
The place near you?
And that's what we're going to call it. Comedy shows near me.
There you go.
It's coming soon.
Coming soon. All right.
Presented by Dot Comedy.
Okay.
DJ Marcos, play Return of the Mac. God damn it.
Well, that's not how this works. That's not
it's
how
in the
DJing works ever.
Just
don't do that.
I don't like. See now you set expectations for us. I don't like when I have deadlines to meet. I like to be able to procrastinate, Jesse, and you just take that away from me.
Yes. You've officially thrown a gauntlet down at none of
I
us.
take action. I take action or fall on my face. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna look very ridiculous not doing it.
Listen, Leroy Jenkins, this is not how teams are successful.
I have a comedy thing that is about to happen that I would like to talk about.
Go for it.
We'll get to it in a bit.
What? I thought it was my turn.
It ain't. We ain't got to eat. Hey, who hosts this goddamn show? It's been hijacked by you monkeys. You monkeys have been hijacking me for the last couple weeks. You think I ain't noticed, Joey? You think I ain't noticed? You trying to take me out? You trying to take the podcast from me, Joey? This is the DJ Marcus podcast.
Did someone slip you the Noid? Like, what's happening right now?
No,
Why
man.
are you so paranoid?
It's the 2 Tuesday.
It is the two
It's
twos.
the twos.
It's the twos.
The twos
The
throw me
twos are
off.
Kidding them.
No, we okay. So here's
Go ahead, Candace.
Yes, Candace. What's been going on with you this week, Candace?
So here is two things. I'll talk about the comedy thing second, but since Jesse's here and we talked about working out, I'll talk about my workout stuff first. I started with weights. I used to do strictly like cardio and stuff like that. I started lifting weights this week or the past couple of weeks, and I'm
Okay.
really excited about that, you guys.
I'm
I
proud
was-
of you.
How many 45s you putting up on that bench?
I was afraid to lift weights because I didn't want them brolic ass Serena Williams shoulders, but I'm like, fuck it. I don't care anymore. I just want everything to be like tight and solid, so I'm lifting weights.
All right. Well, I say good luck.
Fascinating. I remember when I used to be a personal trainer, somebody once said, they're like, yeah, I want to get in shape, but I want to look like a bodybuilder or anything. I'm like, that doesn't happen by accident.
No, that takes a lot of work.
You don't accidentally be like, oh man, I look like Arnold.
Yeah, because see, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, And I'm gonna look
I
like
told-
Mostly
I
women
told you
think that.
I told you that like 50 times.
Mostly women think that.
They do. They
Yeah.
all think that.
They all think they're gonna get all muscular because they lifted 245 plates.
How old I am. I was a personal trainer when China was a relevant superstar in the WWE.
Alive? When she was alive?
Yeah, alive. She was doing pornos at the time. She wasn't doing. Her and X-Pac were doing adult videos. She wasn't a wrestler anymore. But that's what every girl would say. They would say, "I don't want to look like China. I don't want to look like a big bodybuilder." I'm like, I promise that is not an easy task to do.
The funny part is that she specified shoulders, and look around at the table. Not a one of these men have shoulders, myself included.
Who doesn't have shoulders?
All of us have disproportionately smaller shoulders than we probably should for the amount of muscle on our
Hold the
arms.
fuck up. No. That means that's because there isn't a camera on me.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Literally,
These shoulders. Oh, hold on. Nope.
Yeah.
You're fucking up, Joe.
I don't want the shoulders, and I don't want the fucking triangle shit on the neck, the trapezoids. I don't
Shirt's
want
coming
that.
off. Yeah.
traps.
Oh, take it off, Marcus.
Oh my God, go Marcus, go! The naked show's coming early.
Shirt on. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. It was a cooler day than I thought, so I wore another shirt.
Here's the thing: it's
I
like
can't-
a
I
million
can't take
fucking
both of
degrees in here because he's an iguana, and I'm sweating
Hey.
in my long sleeve because I tried to dress appropriately for the weather.
Don't blame me because my people are African.
Because he has his heat setting on oven.
The Caucasus, the
I
Caucasus
will
Mountains.
I
say-
have air frying in here.
Candace, what's your ideal home temperature?
Oh, I like it super hot. It's probably I put it on like 79, 80.
Marcus, what's your ideal temperature?
74 to 76.
See, I'm a 72 person. I'm a 70 or 72 person.
That's way
All right,
too cold.
for the
That's cold as
Way too
shit.
cold.
So these are the tropical people, right? All right, let's go to the people who come from Europe. Joey, what's your ideal temperature around the
He's gonna
house?
say
48.
68.
48.
I like to be right around 70, 72, 73.
72? Get out of here. I thought you got like really like hot at
68.
72.
No, I'm fine around in the lower 70s. But
Joey-
as soon as
Joey-
anything over 78 is like murder on me.
Joey leaves his freezer open to cool his house.
Because you got to remember, I'm still mostly Mediterranean. So like most of me is cool.
That makes sense.
And then
That's the Middle Eastern side coming out. Yeah.
but the drunk quarter of me, the white Nana Irish Buffaloian taps out at 80 degrees. So anything over that, I just sweat until I die.
I mean, okay, here's the thing.
The last two people I've lived with have been very European, and they're at 60. They're
I like how you put that. I like how you put that. Last two people I lived with were very European. No, they were white.
I'm gonna start saying
politically correct with that
Well,
shit.
you know,
It works
she
the
was
inverse
very
way with
European.
like cold. Like I can be in like a t-shirt and shorts in cold, like super cold for a very short period of time. But then again, Nana taps out early because she's working by herself, and then the rest of me is freezing. So like, but I can get through like the first like 10 minutes. I don't need a heavy coat. I can get to the car. But if I'm outside the car and locked out without my keys, I am fucked.
okay. All
You
right.
know, Joey, you've officially crossed over. You're a minority now. We're adopting you. We're bringing you in. I'm
Joey-
very shocked that you said 72. Like that blew my mind.
Joey's been a minority.
you guys hijacked my. I wasn't done. You hijacked my fucking fitness like little thing I was saying.
I'll
Oh,
go for
sorry.
it.
Go ahead.
So I started lifting weights now. I relinquished the fear of having like quarterback shoulders. It's fine. I guess linebacker shoulders, right? Quarterbacks have slim shoulders. But anyway, then also another thing that I found out that you guys didn't tell me, and you both have been giving me fitness tips for years. I didn't know that a six-pack is about like your percentage of body fat. I thought I could just do
I
a million
literally told
crunches.
you that like 50 times.
I thought I could do a million crunches and all of a sudden I have a six-pack. It doesn't matter how many fucking crunches you do. You have to get your body fat percentage down below like 12 or some shit, or you'll never have a six-pack. And I didn't even know that.
I looked at my doctor's
I
report today.
literally told her this
You
It's
did.
a two-sided muscle too.
62 times.
You got to work out your back, and you got.
I went back and counted because she said that in the chat the other day, and I was like, "No, I know I've
You've never said that.
You don't read things when I send you.
I
things.
discovered that on a Men's Health article.
I told you that in 2014.
All right, fine. So here's
In
the other
2015
thing that happened.
and 2016, and every year I've known.
Do you know what I figured out? I found out today, Joey. I
What?
found out what my BMI was today,
Mm.
Oh my.
and that
Oh, man.
that shocked me a little bit.
Fuck BMI. BMI can go suck a duck toe. I don't do BMI. BMI.
No, it's an important metric to consider. If
No, it's
you're
not.
over a certain amount, you're at risk of heart disease, arthritis, all kinds of shit. Like it's you
That's
need to work on it.
arbitrary, dumbass, low intelligence doctoring.
So
Okay.
my doctor he put it on my chart, right?
Because technically I'm obese,
I'm
Yes.
technically obese
So am
too.
I.
Well, technically,
but like I'm not in danger or any of those things. Every time the
I'm
doctor
technically
tests
obese.
me,
Is what
they're
I'm
like,
doing.
"Oh, you're really healthy." Like they always look at my heart rate and they're like, "Oh, you're an athlete, aren't you?" And then they put me on the scale and they're like, "Well, you got to work on this weight." I'm like, "Pick one. You can't pick both. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense."
you've trimmed down a lot, though.
I'm not unhealthy is the thing.
I'm not either.
I literally stared COVID in the face and didn't get it.
Okay, congratulations, motherfucker.
My-
Okay, so I was looking at my BMI right
Mhm.
now. What is 72 inches? How long is that?
I don't know.
How long?
I don't have divide by 12 built into my head automatically on a
I
whim.
want to say it's 8 feet.
I'm 8 feet tall.
It is
Thank
definitely
you for woman mathing the fuck out of that. Thank you, Candace. I appreciate that.
5
that's-
feet is 60 inches. So 72 inches is 6 foot.
6 foot, a little over
There
6.
you go. 6 foot.
So my
Y'all niggas actually
BMI,
do mental math.
my BMI is 51.29. Okay, so I said, okay,
What does that mean?
I'm half
What
fat.
is that number?
Not good, Marcus. That's unhealthy.
You know what? But the thing is, the reason why I don't see a problem with that is because white people keep telling me I'm supposed to be healthy. I have not had one black doctor say I was unhealthy, and I go by what the black doctors say.
Oh
Hey,
my
That's what you
God.
have.
Just do
I
body
got-
fat percentage
I got
for
3
like
black-
crying out loud.
Got 3 black
Have you
doctors.
ever had a black doctor?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Is he your cardiologist?
I'm about to check. My cardiologist is Chinese.
Stop
Okay.
looking at BMI.
Get a black
Guys,
heart
useless.
doctor, and he's gonna say that that's too high of a body fat percentage.
We'll see.
All right. Let me correct something. BMI is
Body mass
index. Body fat percentage is a much more useful number.
So-
Because
I mean, but they're kind of, I see them as synonymous.
So if I get a
they're not.
BFP,
They're completely not. Muscle weighs more than fat. And so if you're just going by your mass versus your height, someone who's built stockily is always going to come out wrong on BMI. BMI, that's what I'm saying. It's stupid. It's pointless. You literally have the option of looking at the actual body fat composition and looking at the percentage relative to the rest of the body. And yeah, if you're anything over 20%, bad things are going to start happening to you.
so if my body fat percentage is high,
Yes.
it's gonna be bad. Okay.
That's more problematic than having a BMI that's off, because a BMI that's off could be any number of things, but you shouldn't be worried about your mass. Adding muscle's not bad. So, but if you go by BMI and say I'd add muscle before I start losing fat, right? Or while I lose fat, I'm actually going to increase my BMI, but my body fat percentage will slide. I'll get better. My health will actually improve in most areas because my body fat percentage is going down, but my BMI will increase. So according to BMI, I'm less healthy. How does that make any fucking sense? It's a useless shit, archaic piece of shit. Throw that shit out the window.
All right, you've heard it here.
And any doctor,
Joe
that
Rogan
brings up BMI, get the fuck away from them.
Call him
Find another doctor.
Joey LaRogan.
Dr.
he's-
All right. All right. This is my last thing that I have to talk about, you guys. And this is really, 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 really exciting. It's my comedy accomplishment that I wanted to say.
Okay.
So I'm on the Black Women in Comedy Festival. It's in New York City in June. Super dope. I'm so excited to be a part of it. And they put me on a show. And I'm not going to say the lineup of the show or the producer of the show, but when they showed me, like, this is one of the shows that you're going to be on, and I saw the other comics on the show, then I realized there is somewhere a little bit of respect on my name, because, like, based on the other people on the lineup, if they feel like, okay, this is a show that you belong on with these other people, and the person that's producing it and the venue that it's at, everything, this was like, this is amazing, and it was a good comedy moment for me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So There is respect on your name, by the way.
Of course.
When you name drop Candace, people fucking they're like, oh, that's somebody. So how many festivals have you done so far?
I want to say
All up.
close to 30. Yeah, close to 30, something like that.
How many different
Maybe
states
more.
have you performed in?
I
30?
performed
She has a hit
all-
list.
all but 11 states, so I got to check the rest of them off this year.
Even
I
the
have
racist
not done
ones.
one.
It's an
Even
accomplishment.
They're
You've
all
done
of the
Maryland.
ones.
Not a festival. I'm not going to accept it into a single festival. So just to highlight how much better she's doing than any of us. No, I'm honestly super proud of you. Like that's
Thank
what
you.
Oh,
you,
yeah.
what you accomplished.
You
and-
guys, it was amazing. When I saw
all
that
work
list,
with
I
it.
was like, wow. And I just had a moment like, okay, I'm doing something.
I mean,
So-
You know, when Candace hits the stage, here's what she hears the whole time. Whole time. That's all she hears.
why is there reverb?
That's because I didn't mute this.
It's,
It's mute this tab.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna predict some of the names on the list.
that's a really great accomplishment. It's super vague, but
Yeah. Well, I don't
This
want
is
to
who
say
I
anything
believe is
because
on the
they
show.
they haven't
Tiffany
released.
Haddish,
Huh?
Wanda Sykes.
Oh my
Uh,
God, I wish.
Oprah
Okay.
Winfrey.
just nod if he's right.
Yeah, just nod. I just want to know.
Yeah, nod with your blank screen.
For
Go
those of you who are listening to the podcast and can't see it, Candace isn't actually on camera. So yeah, just nod. And then we'll go off of that.
Mhm. All right, but
Yeah.
yeah, definitely congratulations, Candace. We are
Just to
proud.
let you know, I name drop you. So
Oh,
you're doing
thank
well.
you. Yeah, just when you, because it's like we put so much like energy and like tears into this fucking comedy shit, and then when anything happens that is an affirming thing, it's just like it's such a it's such a big deal. You do so many like soul crushing open mics, and you do so many, you know what I'm saying? And so when something happens that is validating, it just is like it touches my heart.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
That is very awesome.
I always want to name drop, but then I think, is this person going to know who I'm talking about? Because I want to look really stupid. And you're right at that cusp where a lot of people know who you are, but there's still a few who don't. And that's shame on them. But still, I don't want to look like an idiot when they like, I did all stuff with Creative August. Like, who's that?
Right. Yeah. It's not time yet. Give me like a year or so, and then it'll be a name that's worth dropping in all circles. Now it's a name that's worth dropping in some circles, but I'm trying to get it to all circles.
It's a selective name drop. That's what it is
Yes.
right now.
Yes, it is. Jesse, you got
Just
anything
like
happen to you this
selective
week?
memory.
Cheers. Let's see what happened this week. Big shout out to Stacey Axler. I did 2 of her shows. I did her show in Capitol Cider in DC, which was dope. Great audience. It was packed. It was standing room at the end because there's so many people there. Everyone wore masks except for me. I just went on stage like a savage. Then I did Silver Branch in downtown Silver Spring, which was so much fun. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend it. And I did an apartment show also at a secret location, which was a lot of fun. And I learned how to make Jewish chocolate truffles this week.
Oh, sounds tasty.
Yeah,
That comes from one of your European roommates.
my European girlfriend, my Jewish girlfriend.
Oh, okay, so your girlfriend taught you how to make Jewish truffle
Yeah, so we ended
What
up
are they-
doing this event. It was like
chocolates. I don't even know what the fuck to call it.
Jewish chocolate factory in Rockville that teaches you about the history of Jewish people and chocolate in Europe, and they teach you how to make like truffles, and it's a lot of fun.
Okay, I need to know about that history because when I hear chocolate truffle, Jewish is not among the things I think.
No.
Well, actually, so
I
there's
think
a
about
big reason why. So at the
Bread.
time period, Jewish people were like killing it with chocolate in Spain, but they weren't allowed to be Jewish. So they ended up going to France because like people were like, hey, we like the chocolates, but you're successful now. And we found out you guys are doing Jewish practices. So they basically, the reason is because they had kept traveling through Europe because Europe was like very anti-Jewish at that time period.
Europe's hated Jewish people for a long, long time. It's well documented.
This is
It's well documented that they
Like, at the end of the
they had
day-
to move around Europe a lot.
I knew
Yeah,
that
it's pretty well documented. Yeah.
every time. well, why don't we associate Jews with chocolates? Anti-Semitism, like that. Like,
Basically,
what else?
basically.
No, we don't
The whole
associate.
story was like they became successful here, and then people found out they were Jewish, so they had to escape, and their like factories got taken over, and they had to move somewhere else. And then people were like, "Wait, you guys are making money. What are you guys?" And then that's basically why we don't associate that. But no, they were crushing the chocolate game.
It's like 8 other things you could insert in there instead of chocolate truffle, and it would be the same life story.
It'd be the same life story, yeah, pretty much.
Of course, Joey. Joey's always speaking out about the Jewish oppression. He's like 1/14 Ashkenazi Jew, so he's always speaking out. Jesse's black. I'm black. Candace is black. How about we talk about all the black chocolates?
Here's the thing:
Let's talk about the Kanye documentary.
white people were all like 1/16 Cherokee until 23andMe, and now they're all 1/16 Ashkenazi Jew.
Pretty much. Found out everybody's a Jew. It's hilarious. But
And a few of them were like, "No, yeah," and then they Nazi themselves.
no, don't get canceled. See, you almost got canceled, Joey.
What was that back in the 70s that every white person said they were Native American? Like, what was it that made that like a thing?
That was a thing in like the late 90s. I don't know why.
No, black people say that. Black people always
No,
say
black people are.
Yeah, they say they have Indian in their family.
Most black people do.
Yeah, most black people.
So black people started doing it, and white people stole.
They co-opted
They
it. Yeah.
appropriated it. They were like, me too.
It's like we're brothers. We both 1/16 Cherokee.
I only ever heard white women say that.
No, black people say it,
Yeah.
especially if you have like straighter hair.
Okay.
They always say, instead of saying the white side of their family, they go, "Nah, we Indian. That's the Indian part." No, bitch, the European part is ingrained in those roots. Let's not lie about this shit for too long.
Yeah.
But this week for me, Joey, has been a regular week. I ain't done too much of anything, man. I've had fun. I actually enjoyed this week.
You didn't watch the Elimination Chamber?
No, didn't get a chance to watch it. I was working that night.
Oh.
The Elimination Chamber. It was WWE's second to last WrestleMania show. So it's the
WrestleMania's ending?
No. WrestleMania ends the storyline for the year. So all the stories wrap up at WrestleMania.
This is a very special WrestleMania too, because Cody Rhodes is coming back from AEW.
I doubt it. I fucking doubt it.
Doubt it?
I fucking doubt it. If he comes back, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem for everybody involved. Dude, it's gonna be a problem for everybody involved. He has burnt bridges. He's made fun of everybody on that end of the spectrum. He's made fun of everybody. He can't. I don't think he can do it.
So
now, if he goes back to TNA or Ring of Honor, yeah, that'd be a different thing.
Is Ring of Honor still a thing?
Yeah, it's still a thing.
Here's the thing: I can't get myself excited about wrestling anymore. I just can't. I used to when I was little, and now I can't. But I will say I do think that the WWE still serves a purpose, because they keep generating international superstars that in film that are actually good. Like The Rock and John Cena at this point have really done a great job of becoming something outside of wrestling altogether.
Yeah, that's the formula. Hogan did it.
Hogan did it, but
Hogan did it. Piper did it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's
These are
see.
B movie levels. These are A level movies.
The Rock's like now is like full, like he's like a head, like you can't make a movie unless he's like the lead in it.
Yeah.
It's not like a cameo thing like with Hogan in whatchamacallit, which was it Rocky 3? Sugar Lips. And he's throwing it down.
Thunder Lips. That's
Thunder Lips throwing around a tiny Sylvester Stallone.
That movie made the first Rocky movies all made Sylvester Stallone. Everyone thinks Sylvester Stallone was like 6 feet tall. That movie made Sylvester Stallone look like Jesse. That's the funniest shit in the world. I was like, how is Sylvester Stallone that much smaller than fucking Hulk Hogan? And it was like, yeah, he's only about this big. But yeah, man, wrestling has a way of making stars because they're trained to be that way. They're trained to be stars in professional wrestling because they teach them how to act.
Yeah.
And when you put on a performance every day for 500 days.
Yeah, but it's bad acting.
Not really. If you actually look at wrestling, if you watch wrestling as a art piece, it's way better than it's way better than giving it credit for trying to be something bigger than it is.
All right.
I watch it because Roman Reigns is sexy.
Okay,
That's it.
cool.
That's the only thing I
Congratulations.
care about.
A
The
lot
only
of
thing I
women
care
do.
about is wrestling. That's it.
Uh,
There's nothing else
The
about
amount of
wrestling
single
interests
mothers
me.
that watch that
in
show because of Roman
any way.
Reigns.
You don't think Mark Henry is the sexiest chocolate man alive?
Roman
Sexual
Reigns
chocolate?
is the one with the dark long hair and the beard, right? Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
Yeah,
one. I
he's
like.
The Rock's cousin.
He's the Rock's cousin.
Definitely. Yep. He's perfect.
I don't know. Who,
Anyway,
someone just
he-
commented on YouTube and it made no sense. Did you
yeah,
see that?
their name doesn't make sense. That's
They just hit us with a Harry Potter
I'm gonna
spell.
assume that means something in another language. Thank you for listening.
Thanks
you
for listening over there,
Uh,
wherever you are.
I don't. I hope that that's not code. I probably just started an invasion of Ukraine.
We mentioned Jews, and all of a sudden Russian writing comes up. This is weird. This is a weird night for dot comedy. 2-2 to the 2-2-2.
See, yeah, it's already going off track. Anyway, Ollie, suffice to say, Peacemaker is a special thing, and I'm glad it happened.
Okay, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
If you
What
haven't,
about Dave Bautista?
Dave Bautista.
I don't know. Let me look him up.
he hasn't like gotten the single like his own thing as much. Like,
He's in that. He's in a show on Apple TV that looked good. It was like a Viking show.
okay,
He's not.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians. He's kind of stole the show,
Mhm.
but he's not. It's not like about him.
What'd you say, Candace?
I said he's not attractive. I looked him up.
Who? Dave Bautista?
Yeah.
He has a fascinating story. He's actually from DC.
Yeah, he's from DC. He was a bouncer in DC
Yeah, for a long
Okay.
time. So
at the 930 Club. I think it was it 930 or was it like it was a bunch of clubs around DC that
a
he
couple
was.
clubs in this area.
And someone like discovered him.
Yeah,
No, what happened is he always wanted to be a wrestler. So he's half Filipino, half German. He's like giant. And he was working out of the clubs and he was dating like the hottest chicks and he was having a great time. And then one day he was 35 years old and people were like, what happened to that wrestling dream you had? And he realized at that moment, he's like, I have a choice. Like, I'm 35. I'm either going to pursue it now or forever hold my peace. So then he gave up that lifestyle of like sleeping with all these hot women and like working at the clubs and making all this money at a very low level to pursue his goal. And then started like basically making like $100 a week and sleeping like with a roommate in a shitty, like hole in the wall place to pursue to be a wrestler. And he made it at 40.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's done an excellent job with it too. It's impressive. I mean, nothing short of impressive, especially like having that backstory, right? Like being able to, your life's not over when you hit 30 something.
very
There
true.
was the bad part where like his two daughters ended up getting pregnant at like 14 because dad wasn't around. But
One did a porno, didn't it?
I
I think
did
her
that?
and her boyfriend did a porno.
That could be a case. I do know that his relationship with his kids failed because he's pursuing his goal, but that he
Yeah, she did one the same time as what's the name's daughter. So it was like
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne's daughter. When it was like
It's a weird
It was
combination.
daddy issue. It was daddy issue time. All the porno studios were just getting all the girls with daddy issues. And
I
they,
know nothing about this, but that's wild.
Should make a movie where they're both dads and their kids are getting back
they
at them.
should say it's daddy's home, and
God,
I'm a dad.
I didn't want to
can't
go
talk
there.
about this.
How do we end up here?
I'm talking to Jesse. Whenever I talk to Jesse, I go down a weird perverted rabbit hole.
But to the point though, your life is never over. Just because you're over the age of 35, you could still be a WWE superstar and an international acting superstar
Yes.
over the age of 35. Pursue your goals. If you're over 35, quit your job and do that shit now.
All right, tomorrow I'm done.
Mm.
Jesse Rivas told me today.
Don't tempt me. Anyway,
2/23/22. I'm quitting my job. That's Jesse Rivas told me.
baby, I want to be homeless, baby.
Oh man, we're gonna take a quick break, Joe.
All right.
Oh man, we're gonna sit down. We haven't done it in an extended period of time.
What's that?
We haven't had a conversation with Jesse Rivas.
No, we have not.
I don't think we've ever interviewed Jesse Rivas on the Dak Howdy podcast.
Mm-mm.
We never had to, really.
Yeah,
He's never come on as like a guest.
because he was originally a co-host.
Yeah, because him and Candace used to have burnt toast and coffee time every Thursday afternoon. And whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh man, but we're gonna sit down for a minute. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute. More fun, more thrills on the That Comedy Podcast.
Scrub the ground, scrub the ground, scrub the ground. Scrub the ground, scrub
Are we going to talk about the Kanye
the ground.
documentary?
I've only watched the first maybe 30 minutes of it. So
We're going to talk about the Tinder swindler.
haven't seen that one either.
We're gonna watch
And we're back to the That Comedy Podcast. This segment of That Comedy Podcast is brought to you by CPMMA. That's right, CPMMA. If you're looking for a place where you can train, get in shape, and possibly beat somebody's ass, CPMMA is the place for you. That's right. You can get there. You can go there. You can meet Joey LaFaro when he's all healed up and better. And you can also meet the world champion himself, Bianchi Zimmerman, in the cage where he can whoop your ass just because you're looking at him wrong.
We don't really have a cage.
You don't have a cage?
We have a ring.
When y'all get in a
It's
cage.
a rectangle. When we get a bigger gym,
Okay. You know what? This
support the campaign. Get a bigger gym. Come to
There we
CPMA.
CPMMA, because CPMA also sponsors the Dot Comedy Fight Line. That's right. Every week, our guests are brought to us by the Dot Comedy Fight Line, brought to you by CPMMA. That's right. Get yourself to College Park Mixed Martial Arts. And we're back, folks. Joey LaFaro, DJ Marcus, Candace August, and our special guest this week, Mr. Jesse Rivas. Jesse scrubs the ground. Don't you, Jesse?
What on earth does that mean?
I know.
I don't know what's going on in our YouTube comments.
What does that mean?
You don't know what scrub the ground means?
I mean, literally, yes. But what
No,
is
that means
the Urban
when you-
Dictionary meaning?
When you drop it really low, like you saying you want to lose weight, right? When you got a whole lot of back end and you drop
Yeah.
it down and it get really low when it hit the ground,
Oh, okay.
that's scrubbing the ground.
Oh, because I
Okay.
watched my girlfriend made me watch the pilot of the cleaning lady, and it had a very different meaning in that show.
Were these racists scrubbing the ground?
No, but there was blood involved.
Oh. Isn't that like a murder show? Like they clean up crime scenes?
Yeah, she has to clean up murder scenes
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
a
That's
criminal.
that's all weird.
That
You
was
know what phrase I recently found out? The slang word blue cheese.
What does that mean?
I don't think I want to know what that means.
It's a $100 bill.
Why?
There's
I don't
still
There was a
green.
song that says
Why?
guys addicted to blue cheese. So I had to look it up. I had to find out what it was.
Hmm.
And a rah-rah is a gun because it goes rah, rah.
Rat, rat. That's I've heard that before. Because hey, sometimes you gotta let them things ring off. But Jesse Rivas, welcome back to the That
Mexicans
Comedy
got on
Podcast.
boots.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It is definitely a pleasure having you back on, man. You are an original Dot Comedy member. You were there when Joey LaFaro took the stage, and you looked up at that stage because he went up right after you, and you looked at that stage and say, you know what, that smooth-faced young man needs to hang out with me more often. And I was sitting in the audience, and I went, Joey, that perverted Spanish guy is going to try to fuck you. And Joey was like,
Oh my
hey, he's like, and then they became inseparable for like 4 years. just off the strength of that Splash Lounge.
And then we were both like, enough.
Oh man, but yes, Jesse Rivas, it is definitely a pleasure to have you back on, man. It's been a while. How things been for you, man?
Been good, man. It's been fantastic. Just
Yeah,
have had a lot of high lows, plateaus, a lot of growth experiences, and back on stage, back crushing it.
Yeah, man. I keep an eye on you on your Instagram. I
And
know
a
you
new
get-
girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a new
Yep.
girlfriend. Definitely
She's
good.
really
Definitely good
cute.
look.
Yeah,
I don't.
you too,
I
yeah.
can't, I can't tell you your girlfriend's cute because that's against man code. I'm not going to tell you anything about her because I wouldn't want you talking about mine. So we're going to leave it at that. But I definitely seen you on stage and you rocking the show, man. You doing the damn thing. How's it been since like with the COVID thing, variants, and all the other shit coming up? It's been a tricky world for comics. I know that. But how's it been for you specifically, man?
But honestly, man, I think it's gonna sound really weird, but for myself personally, COVID is the best thing that's ever happened.
Mm.
The lockdowns, the being at home, the reflecting, the having more time to read books and write comedy and make yourself better. It was 2020 was like the best thing. Like you put me there, I read a bunch of books, I became more successful at everything I did. I discovered different workouts and it was so dope that when I got back on stage, man, I swear I'm producing my best stuff now and I it's been nothing but good. Even especially during COVID when everything was closed, I highly enjoyed going to the speakeasy shows where you couldn't even announce when or where the shows or when the shows are, but you could only say we're going to perform in Silver Spring, Maryland, but you couldn't say where until the day of. You got an email because everything had to be hush hush.
Awesome.
How do
That's
you
how
get
everybody-
this to a place that you can't advertise? I don't understand.
A lot of people were trying to do stuff because everything was closed down.
Renegades.
Yeah,
That's
so like
how we had to.
you literally had to like have a certain number because so many people were just like at home dying to go out, especially the dating app people because they were like, "Hey, girl, I actually know this underground place I could take you to that's sponsored by weed dispensaries. It's a comedy show. You should come by." So we always had audiences.
Mhm.
That
That was the first initial spikes in COVID, where everybody decided, hey,
Tony Robbins actually mentioned one of the shows on the Joe Rogan podcast.
oh, did he call you all N words and
No, what he said was so he had done some show in an alley in Adams Morgan right before going to go see Dave Chappelle and performing with Dave. And he was like, I was sure that I had COVID because since there were no windows or anything, because you had to be hush hush, and people were smoking weed all over the audience, like there was no masks. It was just like people just smoking weed, just air, just mixing in with each other. And he was like, dude, I was positive I got COVID that day. But he went to Dave Chappelle's little community that he had there, and he tested negative. So
Mhm.
I mean, it worked out.
He just carried it in his clothes because that's how Dave Chappelle got COVID 2 weeks later. See, this is the fundamental reason why this whole thing has been awkward for the year it has, because people don't seem to listen, Joey. Jesse has finally shown me that comics don't listen at all. Y'all are the reason it's been spreading and no one can go anywhere without 4 forms of ID. What are you thinking, Joey?
I feel like I missed opportunities of dating things during the summer of 2020.
Yeah, I mean, you good.
Went through a lot of extra hoops to do some outdoor shit with some chicks during that summer.
Yeah, but you don't smoke weed, so you couldn't really do anything in a dispensary.
I could eat an edible.
Oh, well, hey, never know.
I did one the other night. It was fun.
I can't do that with anybody.
Until I got too high, and then I had to go nap.
Stupid. Oh man, but yeah, man, Jesse. So, hey, you sound like you had a fun pandemic. Like you've had an eventful and a prosperous pandemic. Because you again, like I said, last time I saw you on stage, it was at the whose show was that? What's that guy's name? I forgot his damn name.
Art Garfield
show.
Oh
And your sets come a long way, man. Like it's definitely you've definitely refined it, and you've gotten to the point where I'm gonna sit through a Jesse Rivas set and I'm gonna laugh and I'm gonna have fun with it because I've sat through a lot of Jesse sets. Jesse has been one of my favorite people. Like me and Jesse get along above most people, but I've sat through Jesse sets and I've gone, all right, cool. we almost finished with this, but I'm going to support you, so I'm going to stay there anyway. But you've definitely come a long way, man, and I'm definitely proud of you. That comedy is proud of you, man.
It's the being locked up, man. It's the being locked in at home. You got nothing to do. Eventually, you start looking at that notebook. You know, how many old WrestleManias can I watch before I run out of material and I have to start writing jokes? I have to start facing the man in the mirror and being like, "Who do you want to be remembered as?"
Candace, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, I can't think of her name. Janelle something on Netflix. She has one of the comedy specials. Janelle James. She's so hilarious. And she was saying that anybody who bettered themselves during the pandemic is a psychopath. She was like, people asked me if I was writing during the pandemic. She was like, "Hell no! I thought we were all gonna die. Why would I be writing?" Because anybody that bettered themselves during lockdown is a psychopath.
You know, I went through
That's
phases.
you, Jesse.
I had like the phases where I was like writing and working out and trying to better myself. And then I also had the phases where I was like, I don't know what's tomorrow. Is today? What's yesterday? I don't know what these things are anymore. And then I wrote really bad jokes because I was only like,
You were sad.
no, I was just talking to like the voices in my head, and they're not funny.
Very true.
Yeah, I was working out like crazy. I was reading books. I studied Islam. Like, it was fucking great.
Jesse
Bro.
looked at this pandemic and said, "I'm coming out on the other side of this bullshit. The world is going to be a better place when I get finished with this damn lockdown." Because I know 90% of people were like, "This is some shit. I can't do nothing." Just like, I can do everything I want to. They closed my office. I don't got to go to work. I'm gonna go to a speakeasy and smoke weed and tell jokes. This is like
Dude,
this gonna
you
be
know how many hours we spent commuting before the pandemic?
yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
That's like what? That's 2 hours a day, maybe even more, every single day for
Unpaid
years,
hours.
decades. Oh man! And then you get all that extra time back, and you can do shit with it. It's amazing.
That was the
I
most
love
annoying.
doing Zoom comedy.
That was the most annoying thing at the beginning of the pandemic too. Was like everybody realizing how much like they could have been letting us work from home this whole fucking time.
No, my
Because
best.
they had that shit spun up with the
Oh, yeah.
week of. There was no lull in productivity.
My office is still trying to bring us back. They're still trying to bring us back. Like, we have proven for 2 years that we can work from home, and they're like, "No, we gotta bring." Why?
No, because they know that
They
like
want to
6 of
micromanage
you,
you in person.
they know that 6 of you have 5 other work from home jobs.
Pretty much.
That's the hustle. Is everybody's doing like 3 or 4 work from home jobs at once.
Yeah. And I figured out something at the
As
beginning
long
of
as
the
your
pandemic.
meetings don't overlap, you're good.
The pandemic showed me that accidents on the Beltway are caused by non-essential people. So y'all need to keep your non-essential asses in the house because there were no accidents and there was no traffic when I had to go to work, and I'm essential.
That's
So-
true. People just forget how to drive. The more days when there's people on the road, it's like roller derby. I get every day I go to 7-Eleven near my house, I almost get into 8 accidents.
Oh yeah,
I'm not even
that's the
exaggerating.
worst fucking 7-Eleven in the world to go to. Fucking ridiculous.
what?
That's what.
It's all driving at random angles. What are you doing?
You know what I thought was fascinating during the pandemic? You got to see a fine line of who was left and who was right politically.
Yeah.
But there's a third number that most people didn't consider, which is the people who are left but just don't give a fuck.
Pretty much.
That was downtown Silver Spring.
Yeah.
I remember going to downtown Silver Spring June 2020, and that shit looked like there was no pandemic. Like, people were just out there with no masks, smoking hookah, grinding on strangers. Like, it was, I was like, where do you guys align politically? They're like, oh, we just don't care. We're just selfish. Fuck
It's about me now.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, man, it definitely is happy. I'm happy to have you on again, Jesse. And I'm glad to see you're doing well and getting bigger in this comedy thing because you're doing big shows. I've seen you a couple times. We did a show together at the Howard Theater right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And that was an awesome show too. Man, but we got to do more big things in the what?
Big more things.
We got to do more things in the future. Yes, that's racist. Oh, damn it! You're gonna get me canceled, Joey. But yeah, man, definitely shout out your Instagrams, your Facebook, your profiles. What are you at, Jesse?
Jerry Rivas Comedy on Instagram, Jerry Rivas on Facebook.
Awesome, man. That is definitely worth a look. Because you're funny. You got your meme game is on point too. Like, I watch your stories and you hit the memes out the park. I send a couple to my girlfriend every now and again. She'll laugh at them and she'll be like, "You stupid, your friend's stupid too." Yeah, that's how life is supposed to be. Oh man, but Joey,
Yes.
what's going on in the world, man?
So you know where Lake Tahoe is?
Yes. Isn't that in Florida?
It's in
I'm
California.
pretty sure it's in California.
Oh, I don't know why I always think it's in Florida because it sounds like a place in Florida. Like I've never heard of lakes in California that I should go to.
So there's a neighborhood near this lake
Okay.
that has a new type of burglar, and it's not a cat burglar; it's a bear burglar.
Oh,
There is a 500-pound bear named Hank the Tank that has broken into 28 homes in South Lake Tahoe and is responsible for 152 reports of, quote, conflict behavior.
Conflict behavior.
That's the official terminology. He is a severely food habituated bear. The California Department of Fish and Wildlife said it means that the animal has lost its fear of people and associating people with access to food.
that's what food habituated means.
Yes.
You know what's weird about that story? I'm still not sure if it's like a bear, or like a bear. Like
It's a hairy white man. It's just a big
that
hairy
does
white
not make
man.
it great. It was just that.
Oh no, there's a picture.
Oh, is he a brown bear?
Yeah,
It's wearing flannel.
black. It looks like a black bear in the picture,
Black bear.
but it's
a black bear?
used to be a black bear.
There he is.
It's the color of a black bear, but the size of a grizzly.
I imagine Dan from Roseanne.
That nigga could just have my house.
That bear.
That is a giant bear.
Talk about BMI.
I
His
mean,
BMI is
I feel
99.
I feel like I could
How much
outrun
does
it.
that bear weigh?
You can't outrun
That's
that
what I'm
much.
saying.
You can't outrun him though.
I could
It's like-
definitely that fat ass bear.
No, let him have the
How big is
sandwich.
that bear?
Davis. Let
Wait,
him have the sandwich.
just give him the sandwich and just go about your day. That he got a house. That nigga need a recliner too. Shit, he's entirely too goddamn big. If they ain't why they ain't shot him yet? This is the fundamental reason I don't understand. When animals come into people's property, why aren't they shot? I seriously never understood that whole perspective because I would shoot that nigga in the face.
The bears use its immense size and strength to break in and through front doors and garage doors.
Oh.
At least he's using the door. The most recent incident occurred late last week when local police officers were called to a home on Catalina Drive for a, quote, report of Hank inside a house. According to this
Is that
Tahoe Police Department.
an actual code for the police down there in Lake
guess
Tahoe?
so. To flush Hank out, two officers banged on the exterior of the home until he popped out a back door. The police department said, adding the officers stayed in the area to be sure the huge bear didn't approach other houses.
Mm.
Quote, this bear did not break into a garage where trash was kept that he was sniffing out, the police said. He broke into a secured home through a small window in the photo and somehow squeezed inside.
This bear, this is Yogi.
This bear, yeah, it is.
This is fucking Yogi.
This is when Yogi gets aggressive.
Yeah, this is a big ass Yogi Bear.
The state has launched a special trapping effort to remove Hank the Tank from Tahoe's Keys area of South Lake Tahoe.
Wow.
After he's in custody, officials will have to decide whether he can be placed in a controlled habitat or whether he should be euthanized. An outcome, the agency said that, quote, is always our last option.
Okay.
So this whole Hank the Tank thing reminds me of something I haven't asked in months. What happened to those zebras that were in PG County? What
I knew she would bring them motherfucking zebras back up.
Yeah.
She ain't talking about them zebras in the goddamn minute.
Hank ate them.
They-
The Bear League, a local nonprofit that aims to protect bears, says Hank is being targeted for death by the state agency.
God damn.
I'm just
Not
going to use that.
targeted for death. That sounds like a movie title.
There's a group called the Bear League because, of course, there is.
Damn hippies. This is California.
I want to watch. I want to see that group's like protest because it's got to be hilarious. The group also said it agrees with the state assessment that relocation to a bear habitat elsewhere in the wild is not an option.
Shoot them.
Don't shoot them.
Shoot him. They shot Harambe and Harambe saved the baby.
Can't let people have.
Yep.
Can't
They shot
keep
Cecil the
their-
lion.
Yeah.
Listen, some dumbass kept feeding this bear, and that's what started all this shit.
It's like Betty White in Lake Placid.
Yeah.
Have all of you seen Lake Placid, the movie
No.
with the alligators? The gigantic goddamn alligators, and Betty White's been feeding them for 50 years. So now they're the size of a fucking Buick, and they just eating people, and she keeps hiding them every time the police come to her house. It's just the same fucking thing, and then no one knows who fed this goddamn bear all these damn years. Now it's time to blow them up. You put some C4 inside of a honey pot,
The fuck?
and then you blow them up. That's how you kill a bear.
That's terrible.
Oh, you wouldn't blow the bear up, Joey?
No,
What would you do?
I'd let him have a habitat. He clearly is comfortable around people now. So
Put him in a circus.
but he's perfectly suited for being in a zoo, more so than the bears they probably have in the zoo.
Okay. All right. Okay, I agree.
And they could just give him like leftovers from the cafeteria at this point because he's not like they don't need to fly in fresh fish for him. He's not even about it.
You don't even want fish no more.
He's like, give me that half-eaten Big Mac. I'll have the rest of that.
All right, what else is going on, dude?
So I think we talked about this a while back. The U.S. women soccer team, national soccer team, had a lawsuit against the U.S. Soccer Federation.
Yeah, because they weren't getting treated equally.
They weren't getting paid.
No, they weren't getting. They weren't getting paid.
They weren't getting paid enough. The U.S. women's national soccer team announced Tuesday that it's reached a $24 million settlement with the U.S. Soccer Federation.
How many women are on the U.S. soccer team?
That is a good question.
Because $20 million. If it's 20 of them, they each get $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's 30 of them, the number starts getting too damn low.
You know, that's the first sport that really deserves that because
Yeah, they do an awesome job.
Here's the thing. They should be getting paid more than the men's team because they actually win games and they're more fun to watch. The men's team is a bunch of bitches.
They're actors.
I'll continue to say
they're actors.
They're a bunch of soft ass bitches until they step up and actually win something.
The men's team is soft ass bitches.
I'm so tired of the U.S. men's soccer team.
Who's on the men's soccer team?
I don't even know anymore.
Alexis Lalas.
Lesson Qualis?
Alexi Lalas has been on that team since 1989. He's the guy who talks about the people. That's the only reason I know who he is. They only trot him out at every World Cup to be the American announcer. And he doesn't even have an American name. His name is Alexi Lalas. And then we have like Landon Donovan and fucking Clint Barton, whatever the fuck his name
Clint
was.
Barton's there?
There was a Clint Dempsey, and was it Jose Altidore, who never did a fucking thing. Everybody was saying, although I got Altidore, and then Altidore would run out there and be big and hurt himself. Like it would just
sprain his ankle. Oh man.
I'm just mad. I want my 2006 summer back because I followed that stupid fucking team.
Summer 2006 you followed?
No, wait, 2010. 2010 was the one where they tricked me.
Oh, the World Cup.
Yeah.
Hey man, I don't watch soccer anyway.
2006 was the year Italy won, so I'm cool with that.
There you go.
Speaking of the Olympics, did we ever
that too?
Sha'Carri versus the white girl that didn't get banned for her drugs? Did we talk about that already?
We talked about that last week.
We talk about these things when they're relevant when they happen.
First of all, it was a week ago. It's still relevant.
Did we talk about the Tinder swindler?
No, but because no one's seen it but you.
It's so good.
Is that a movie? I thought it was a person.
It's basically this Israeli dude was on Tinder and he was like hooking up with a bunch of chicks and getting them to like take loans out and sell their homes and sell their cars. So he could he made like $10 million dating girls.
The hot dick bandit.
This would fucking annoy the fuck out of me.
Why?
I can already tell. Because there's gonna be like levels of dumb, and every time it's gonna like make me want to murder people.
Okay. I wouldn't watch it because I don't care that much.
It's the same reason.
You know what his only superpower was?
Dick.
He listened.
He listened.
Yeah, all the girls were.
I listened, and a woman ain't gave me shit.
How do you listen on Tinder?
Thank you.
It's a written medium. He just read the messages.
No,
he marked the messages read, and they were like, "Oh, you're such a good listener."
No, it's predatory. He was listening to everything they said, like listening for holes and weaknesses and things that he can use against them. So yes, he was listening, but it was all just for his own benefit.
He was listening for answers to security questions.
Exactly.
Oh, he pulled the "Now You See Me" on them motherfuckers. Hit him with the "Now You See Me."
So did
like, what was your mom's middle name?
What's your mother's middle name? Exactly.
It's called social engineering.
Yes.
And we learned about that in Security Plus class.
And I learned about that in anti-money laundering class from a job. So yeah, it's these people are stupid.
It was really Michael Weston.
was it the blacklist?
But Michael Weston could have easily done that.
Yeah, he did it on like 5 different episodes.
Yeah.
Have we watched Love Is Blind yet? Have we done that?
No.
Is anyone in a relationship? Damn it!
Jesse just watches shit with his girl. He's like, Jesse just he's like, baby, what we watching today? Oh, we watching Love and Hip Hop.
Those
Oh,
shows
for real?
annoy the
Okay, I
fuck
guess
out of
so. Yes, we are. Oh my goodness. Okay, Joey.
Yes.
Guess what we got, man?
What?
We had a segment that we haven't had in a while.
What's that?
We asking a question.
Oh,
You know what the question is?
what is the question?
Never have I ever.
Not that. Not that
That's
question.
a statement.
That's a statement.
First of all.
I thought we were going to play Never Have I Ever. We're going to ask questions and we're going to do the fingers.
We don't have the alcohol for that.
No, we don't have the patience for that one. This is the question we ask here on the That Comedy Podcast. And we go to our resident woman, the
Not
lady
the
in charge. I'm sorry, yeah, the resident woman. I don't know why that didn't sound right coming out either. Candace, what they
She did her
want?
residency in womanhood at Trinity College.
All right, so there's only one thing that's the Twitters are talking about today, and it is how Michael Jordan palmed Mary J. Blige's ass, like just straight up palmed her ass. And everyone is talking about it. And I even heard a rumor that the song "Real Love" is about Michael Jordan because they had a fling back in the 90s.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw the video, and Michael Jordan did. Michael Jordan grabbed the top of her ass.
That wasn't
But
no ass grab.
It was the top of her ass, Joey.
He
It was the top.
he touched her waist, but he's a 7-foot man, right? So his
That's what I'm
hands are
saying.
like the size
Well,
of
his
three
hand-
hands.
His hand went
Hold
like
on,
this.
Hold on. He's a
His
shooting
hands
guard.
are
Not
the size of
7
three
feet tall.
hands.
But he is like relative to her, he's a giant. And
Mhm.
his arms, you can see his elbows all the way back. He can't in a suit, you can't get your elbow but so high behind you. So he had done the maximum clearance he could. And then if he really wanted to, I think he could have done a full ass palm and she wouldn't have given a fuck.
Very true. He is Michael Jordan.
Technically, the area he was in is referred to as the low back from a trainer standpoint.
Or the
So-
top ass. That's
Yeah,
the top
the
ass.
lower back of her waist. It's just that his hand is so huge that it went from her waist
Right.
all the way to the top of her ass.
He's got a wingspan, man. I can't be
He
mad
he
at
put
that.
his thumb on her waist and his pinky was in her butthole.
It wasn't that.
That's how big
it
Michael
wasn't
Jordan's
in the
hand
butthole.
is.
It was in that little dip right before the butthole starts. There's like that little scoop right before.
Damn near hit her taint. His pinky was
There's like
almost
that-
at her taint.
There's that little scoop between the tailbone and the top of the asshole, and then it was right in there.
It was right there. That's a dip. That's the pinky divot.
The pinky-
That's where you put your pinky. You put your pinky right there. So you oh, okay. We're on what they want. I can't go into detail.
Since when?
so the funny thing that me and Joey found out, right, as we were because Candace brings this up to us. So this week we decided to actually invest in what they want this week. So I dug a little deeper, Candace.
Mhm.
There was an incident with her and Tyrese
Yes, where he wouldn't let her touch his thigh.
where she wouldn't let him touch her thigh, and he was like, "Yeah, get the rest of the thigh," and he's like moving her dress over, and she's like, "Hey."
No, she said, and I quote, hey, nigga.
So I know Tyrese was sitting at home going, "God damn, Michael just grabbed all ass, and I just wanted a little piece of Kentucky Fried Thigh, and I can't even get that."
That's the difference is Tyrese ain't the GOAT. You got to be the greatest championship,
gotta
the
be greatest
greatest
of all
champion of all
Yeah.
time to touch Mary J. Blige's ass.
Mary J. Blige is like goats only.
And pretty much,
Exactly.
except her ex-husband who just took all her money.
Goats only.
The guy that got
Kobe
that
probably
alimony.
touched her ass, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe Tom Brady. Goats only.
Like a Louis C.K.
No, not him.
Not comedy
Dave
goats.
Goats.
Comedy goats don't get to do that.
But Simone Biles could if she wanted to.
Oh, and
Touch
she's
her ass.
engaged. Did
She
you
is
guys see her
engaged.
ring?
Oh yeah, I did see. I saw that post before you showed that post to me, Joey,
Mhm.
and I went, "Who the fuck is this nigga?" I had the same response I had to seeing that dusty nigga with Halle Berry on Valentine's Day. I don't know who the fuck these broke looking motherfuckers be who finally get these women off the market. They don't make any sense to me.
That was the most basic proposal I've ever seen. It was like they built a set for a TV show. No, that's not even the fact. Because if they had built the set for a TV show for a proposal, it would have been more decked out.
Yes. He took somebody's gazebo.
He just found a gazebo.
He found a
It
gazebo.
seemed like any old
I
gazebo.
was about to say. He proposed in somebody's backyard. Like, come on now. This is an Olympic champion. She deserves a special proposal.
Yes.
Hopefully they had some like picnic date there that was really special or something. I don't know what, but she seemed happy, so more power to her.
Congratulations. As I'm forced to do on the Dot Comedy Podcast on a continuous basis, I'm congratulating another engaged woman who's off the market for us.
I always love seeing the gymnast with someone else standing next to them. They're so tiny. Like, you know, they're tiny, but then you see somebody standing next to them and you see exactly how tiny they are. She's got to be like 5.
He was tall, but now you have a very good point. He might not be that tall.
No,
He's probably like 5'11".
Him and Joey are the same height. It's just she's
gymnasts
so
are
short.
tiny.
He looks like a giant.
That's why they shot it from down an angle. They shot it actually from below his bent knee.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah, she's little.
But yeah, she's tiny. Oh man, but yeah, congratulations to Simone Biles.
I don't know who that is.
Like, she's the
You don't know who Simone Biles is? The gymnast?
he's almost the same height as her when he's on one knee. Like, she's
I knew
tiny.
Dominic Gauze and Dominique Mucciano.
Luciano?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Carrie Shrugs.
God damn it, you ain't watched the Olympics since
Don't you-
'94?
Look at a Wheaties box.
Exactly.
All right, let me look up this. You said
Read a
Simone.
Wheaties box.
Why are all of Jesse's references like the '89 Olympics? 'Cause he's not that old. He's younger than
Humphrey
us.
Dawes was in the Olympics decades ago. Like,
She was in the '90 Olympics in Georgia. That was-
Yeah, when Kurt Angle broke his neck.
That was the moment. That was the moment Jesse stopped paying attention to
Yes.
sports.
when Kurt Angle broke his fucking
Yes, and then he only paid attention to fake sports.
neck. Yes.
And then he won a gold medal with a broken neck, and then he became the WWE champion. I was there.
That's
Oh,
why I
wow.
really like bought the whole broken neck thing because I'm like a broken neck, but he wrestled
He wrestles with a broken neck every
What does
day.
that mean?
Oh my goodness. Anything else going on with in Candace's world?
That's it. That's all I got
That's
today.
it. Oh man. Oh, I got something for what they want. This Pete Davidson and Kanye thing is getting out of hand.
Oh my God.
I think Kanye is going to kill Pete Davidson by 2024.
I think Pete Davidson has more people than you might realize.
Okay.
It seems
People
like-
like who?
I don't know, but it seems like he has I think he has a society of like he's probably got some connections you don't know about. It doesn't seem like they're not Pete Davidson connections. Like you wouldn't expect him to have them.
He has those Lauren Michaels connections. I think
Oh,
that's
yeah,
where
that's
most
the
of
one.
his connections come from.
Yeah, he's got a cleaner. Like they got certain resources.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck Pete Davidson got in general because that motherfucker keep popping up badass broads. And it's
You know he has a handler.
yeah,
They got a
Yes.
handler.
So
There's no way
Ariana
he can do
Grande
all this shit at once.
said, no, Ariana Grande said that he has like a super large dick. Like that has
That's
been
not what I'm
rumored
talking
since.
that's his handler.
That's not going to prevent
I thought
protection.
that's what Joey was talking about. I thought that was code for like the handler. Like,
Joey's like, he's got a handler.
That'd be the worst nickname for your dick ever. I call it the handler. Like that sounds like you masturbate. Like that's just all. You're just
That's the
telling me-
handle.
Yeah.
It's not the handler. That's the handle. Oh man, but yeah, man. So
What do you mean the handler? He handles me. What? No.
well, that's it for what they want, Joey LaFaro.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Joe just on a big rant about Pete Davidson's penis.
Marcus,
I
you
did
promised
That
to talk
was
about
not
Chet
my-
Hanks.
Okay,
You
let's do
promised.
this. I didn't promise shit. I mentioned it because
It is your fault.
Because Chet Hanks ain't shit. Chet Hanks does not deserve that comedy time. But I'm
Who's
gonna.
Chet Hanks?
Chet Hanks is Tom Hanks' son.
Oh, is that the dude from Dexter?
Jesse, why
No.
don't you know who anybody is?
Yes.
Because Chet Hanks is a useless human being. No one
Yes.
needs to know who he is. Colin Hanks is actually a decent human
Yeah,
being.
that's
So
Colin. Colin was on Dexter.
That's
Okay.
the Hanks that you should care about.
Yes, Colin Hanks was on Dexter. But Chet Hanks.
Jesse, you never heard the song "White Boy Summer"? Like it was hot like a couple years ago. "White Boy Summer." Do you remember that? It was like a YouTube sensation. Okay, never mind.
Jesse didn't have a white boy summer. Jesse's brown. He
Okay.
had a brown guy weekend.
Okay.
That's There's Brown Guy Weekends.
If it makes you feel better, I don't know any Bad Bunny songs.
Me neither.
Neither do I.
He's the #1 star in the world.
Oh,
He performed. He actually did WrestleMania. He's actually wants to be a pro wrestler. He wants to be a pro wrestler. Which is stupid.
I only have heard the name because of the Levitard show. They brought him up, but I don't. Is he a DJ or something?
Yeah, DJ.
More of a DJ than a artist.
Him and Bad Batty. That's her name. The Cash Me Outside
Let's
girl.
get this
Never
Chet-
mind. I don't
get
care.
this Chet
I don't care about
Hanks
these people.
over.
Chet Hanks. Let's get over with Chet Hanks. We started on Chet Hanks. Let's end Chet Hanks. Fuck Chet Hanks. Chet Hanks said that he had never had a male role model in his life to tell him how to handle life being a celebrity son. Who's supposed to tell you about it?
Your brother seemed to
Tom
be
Hanks,
fine.
his celebrity father.
Go ahead, Candace. Go ahead.
Who's supposed to teach him about being a celebrity son? Perhaps Tom Hanks, his celebrity father. Like, I don't like. What was he
But
saying?
Tom Hanks
Is
was
he
never a
saying that
celebrity
How's he supposed
Oh,
to
I
know?
see what
What
you
about
mean.
Colin, though? Colin was on Dexter.
That's what I'm saying. His brother,
His brother did
brother
fine.
was right there. Didn't have the same problem.
He was
All he
season
did was
6.
look over, but he was like, "Nah, I can't be like Colin. I got to do it my way, and my way is going to be
Wigger-tarded.
really
It's really
stupid."
wigger-tarded. That's what his way is. Wigger-tarded. I'm tired of Chet Hanks. Chet Hanks is trying to besmirch Tom in every way he possibly can. First with that ridiculous Jamaican accent,
Not
and then with
besmirched.
all the
Oh my God, is he one of the Island Boys?
No,
he might as well fucking
no.
be.
He's the original.
He's
Island
the
Boy.
original island boy.
He inspired them. Speaking of role models,
He's their role model.
He is hot. Like, despite myself, I don't want to like him, but he's hot as shit.
Candace just keeps picking up on these white boys that don't make no damn sense. I don't get it. I don't understand it, Candace. I don't understand it at all. I'm still lost on that. But I'll let you be. I'll let you have your fantasies. Fantasies of tattooed white men running around with you. Lord, what else is going on in the world, Joey?
the XFL is back
Next year,
Finally.
Yeah, it's coming
What's that?
back.
that's the WWE's NFL,
WWE tried to start football league a couple years ago, and
and COVID ended that.
The first time it ended because it was just
Ridiculous.
ridiculous nonsense. The second time,
He
COVID
hate me.
stopped it, and now it's
Yes,
coming
he
back.
hate me.
And now it's coming back, but actually this time around, they've actually partnered with the NFL
Mhm.
to help them become basically like a minor league,
It's going to be the G League for the NFL.
which is a really smart play for them because there's actually competition. Because there's also the USFL that's starting this year.
Okay.
So they're not going to be first to market, but they have the NFL partnership, which may help them compete. So now we have like the battle of the second tier football leagues coming up. So it might get interesting.
Okay.
It also might be terrible football.
It
But-
could be horrendous fucking football.
If it gets us through the non-main NFL season, then I'll be happy with it.
Okay.
What's the USFL? What I thought that was like folded like back in like the 70s.
There's a
It
new
was.
one.
They're
Yeah,
starting up again.
there's another one that's been
Tell us
started.
the story. What is the story on how that got started? Why it got started? Who's doing it? Where can we watch?
Basically, it's the same. Basically, someone was like, "Hey, we should restart the XFL," and one other guy, instead of like being like, "Yeah, we should do that," he's like, "Nah, I don't know about that." And then he went off and was like, "Hey, we're gonna beat them to market with this thing. We'll call it the USFL, and we're gonna do the same fucking thing." So basically, it's just been an arms race to have because there's been this market for
There's been a gap in
off-
there for years.
Well, an off-season league, right? To be during the non-football months because of how popular football is during football season. There's these, other half of the year where no one's playing, and another league could get into that space. So basically, when these two leagues got spun up, it was at the same time, but neither one's been able to kind of become
the mold.
stable.
Yeah.
And
So-
COVID kind of shut the whole thing down. So they're both trying to come back in different ways. But
The XFL partnership with the NFL is going to be bigger. It's going to make it bigger because they use that as a farm league, especially for like
Mhm.
college talent.
yeah,
Because remember, you only get how many people come out in the draft every year?
220 some.
So 220 something out of like $3,000 of college
Right.
seniors who graduate and don't have like anywhere to go or do
Or they got
professional football.
Go play mutant football in Canada.
Yeah, go play Canadian football or the Euro League.
With funky rules.
Yeah.
Well, the Euro League's not even a thing anymore.
Oh, they cancel that too. See, so there's nothing for them to do. So now you're giving opportunities. Now that fifth string running back that was horrible in college can have the opportunity to get better somewhere and actually learn and grow.
Fun fact. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Redbird Capital, and Danny Garcia, Johnson's ex-wife and business partner, teamed up to purchase the XFL for approximately $15 million in 2020.
He owns it now?
So apparently, yes.
I heard he was trying to buy it. I heard him and his ex-wife were trying to buy it. Him and his ex-wife do a lot of shit together to be exes.
They might just have a good working relationship.
Because they own that film company too. $5 in your pocket or some shit.
There you go.
Yeah. So, hey, if you can work with your ex,
Meanwhile,
I'd slap mine in the face.
Meanwhile, Shane Mosley's ex-wife owns his championship belts.
In the divorce, yes. Congratulations to her. Shit.
She was like, "You cheated. Fuck you. I'm the world champion now."
I'm the world champion. Oh man. But what else is going on, Joey? Let's get this out, man.
meanwhile, in Utah, a man instructed his 4-year-old son to shoot at officers following an argument at a McDonald's.
Okay, first,
You know they were white.
let's break this
There's
statement down. In Utah, a man instructed his 5-year-old son, 4-year-old son, to shoot at police. Is everybody alive still?
It didn't report any deaths.
No
so-
thanks. So guess what?
So
Yeah.
why did you guys know he was white?
Why? Why does the 4-year-old know how to operate a firearm?
There's so
Why?
many questions here.
Because that's what the whites are doing now, man. The whites are teaching their kids how to get ready for Armageddon. Like they are ready for the race war.
Authorities,
We are behind, Candace.
So
We need to get our brown children together.
That's
authorities
dangerous.
said
Why are you giving your 4-year-old child a weapon? Why?
because he's taking the same role as the insurrectionists.
Pretty much. He's going to be up there on the next January 6th.
He read about that shit happening in Iraq and was like, you know what, we could do that. Authorities said they were called after a man brandished a gun at McDonald's drive-through employees.
What you mean your frosty machine ain't working?
The incident occurred on Monday at 1:30 p.m. at the McDonald's located at 425 West 7200 in South Midvale. According to a press release issued by the Unified Police Department, authorities say the man pulled out a gun after workers got his order wrong. The drive-thru workers told the man to drive to the next window and called the police. When police arrived, they instructed the man to exit the vehicle. The man refused to comply with these orders. Officers then approached the car and pulled the man from the vehicle. An officer turned around to see a young child pointing a gun at him from inside the car. The officer vocalized to other officers there was a gun while swiping the gun to the side as a round was fired from the gun. The officer recognized the young age of the individual with the firearm and yelled out, "Kid," to the other officers. The child who fired the weapon is 4 years old and was in the back seat of the car with a 3-year-old sibling.
Oh my God.
The information collected during this ongoing investigation indicates that the father of the child told the child to shoot at the police.
Okay, so now
This is an episode of Peacemaker.
is it real?
This is literally the plot of Peacemaker.
Now, if that cop had two options. He yelled out "gun" and then he yelled out "kid." If that was a black kid in the back of that car, that second yell wouldn't fucking happen. That car would have been riddled with bullets.
I don't know that it would have, only because if the officer was close enough to move the gun away from himself.
After a round went off, no, that car was riddled.
How are they going to shoot the officer in the back? He's clearly standing in front of the window where the kid is.
You know when you never shoot people?
What'd you say?
Ruth Chris. They never shoot people there. Not
Yes,
one
people never
shoot.
get shot at Ruth Chris. That's very true.
Walmart, the babies killing people at Walmart and shit.
Only poor people kill people. We've had this discussion previously.
McDonald's is like a $5 Happy Meal. They're losing their mind. But here's the thing, though. Never do more people want to get violent than when they see the bill at Ruth's Chris.
Yeah, that's true. Because I've got
Like,
one.
fuck, I can't pay rent this month. God damn it.
Between Ruth's Chris and
Food included?
But yes, that kid was lucky. I guess they're in foster care now, or with their mama. Whatever.
How is that not child endangerment to give a firearm to a 4-year-old? Like, is he not in jail yet?
Well, he's in jail now because
Did the guy get shot though? Like, did he actually like land or just shoot at the dude?
He just shot it. He just shot through the window,
yeah,
probably.
The kid shot, but the officer had like moved the gun away.
Can you imagine how miserable it must be to show up to work that day? Like you fought traffic, you work at McDonald's, it already sucks. You're getting paid minimum wage. Babies are shooting at you. Like,
He got
but you got a story.
Can you imagine what his Instagram status must have been that day?
You get a story though. You get a story behind that one. That one's one of those work stories where you go, "Hey, I get to tell people this shit happened to me at work today." It's
What
like,
are you? I'm a firefighter. You know, I fight fires. What are you? I'm a cop. What are you? A Marine. What are you? A McDonald's employee.
well, I mean, shit. McDonald's is a dangerous place, especially when that McFlurry machine ain't working.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, somebody's got to take the brunt of this.
And finally,
hey Joey, what else you got, man? Because I know we coming to the end.
literally, I was gonna say, and finally,
No, okay, God damn it! I'm trying to set you up for success.
meanwhile,
Joey.
uh,
Meanwhile,
in China, they're claiming there's a rocket that was on its way to the moon. I think we had mentioned this in a previous episode. Was going to crash into it. Now China is claiming that it's not theirs.
so
The upper stage of a rocket will say
Japan. People just read that wrong.
the rest of the details are less clear. First believed to be a SpaceX rocket fragment, the space junk was later identified as part of a Chinese rocket from the Pathfinder mission Chang 5T1, something which China denies.
of course it would be Chang's.
According to
Chang 5.
According to China's monitoring, the upper stage of the Chang'e 5 mission rocket has fallen through the Earth's atmosphere in a safe manner and burnt up completely. China's aerospace endeavors are always in keeping with international law. We are committed to earnestly safeguarding long-term sustainability of our outer space activities and are ready to have extensive changes in cooperation with all sides.
Yo, who got beef with the moon now?
China.
Okay.
This is hilarious to me because I just watched season 2 of Space Force
Mhm.
on Netflix, and this seems like an episode. Like,
It does.
I expect like Steve Carell to come out and react to it.
Nah, China rich as fuck. They probably lent some alien nation some money, and now they're like sending them a warning. They want their fucking money back.
They sending a warning to the aliens on the other side of the moon.
They're like,
Is that what you're telling us?
they're like, give us our damn money. We ain't playing with you. Like,
Call China the Iron Bank. Is that what we're doing? China's the new.
everybody owes China money, and they're mad now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
I
man.
think so. That's all it's going to be is we owe them money, so we can't call them on their bullshit.
Right.
We're just going to keep buying. And we're gonna
Dude, do you remember when John Cena apologized? He was speaking like full Mandarin, apologizing to China.
Yeah, for calling Taiwan its own nation.
Oh yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, everybody
Fast
has to keep
and
I watched that. I watched the episode of
John Cena's Mandarin.
yeah, John Cena speaks like 5 languages.
Good for him.
Dude, no celebrity has seen more Make-A-Wish kids than John Cena.
John Cena is a world traveler. He's up there. But yeah, I watched the episode of Last Week Tonight before we get out of here, and that's what they were talking about when everyone has to keep apologizing when they talk about Taiwan as a country, because China always steps in and goes, "Hey, motherfucker, that is not a country," and then they're like, and then everybody's like, "Oh,
Marcus.
am I supposed to do that?" And that's what to do.
Stop using the voice
No,
you
absolutely
need.
No, motherfucker, that is not my country.
Oh,
This is my country.
Anytime Marcus reads official press releases from China, they're read in that voice in his head.
That is no my fucking rocket.
honestly, since that Joe Rogan stuff, I want y'all to be as offensive as possible. Jesse, I told Joey he has got to say nigger on this podcast so we can get $100 million. Like, what are y'all
Hey, we need
waiting
$100 million.
for? Come on, I want $100 million.
That's not how it works.
That's not
Say
how
it.
We need Joey to give half-ass commentary at UFC fights, and then do
I actually
half-ass
could do
stand up
that now.
and do actually. You know what you need to do, Joey? Find a TV show that's working really well and be a background player for 5 years behind Phil Hartman and a cast of great people, and then become famous after it. Because that's all Joe Rogan did.
I can.
Joe Rogan's a shitty human being. I will. You know what? The first
I don't
comedy
see-
beef of 2022 is fuck Joe Rogan. 22222022. Fuck Joe Rogan.
After I get this,
I
head
wanted to
fixed,
see. I wanted to hear this and see it. Jesse, use your UFC contacts. I want you to push this out to the world. DJ Marcus said, "Fuck Joe Rogan."
I got an idea. How big is Joe Rogan?
He's 5'8".
5'8". Perfect. Him and Joey UFC match.
Once my hips better,
What is it?
I'm gonna challenge Joe Rogan to a UFC match for all of his shit.
And we're gonna film that match in good old China.
It'll be woke versus Rogue.
Rogan versus LaFaro. Oh man, but Joey, it's been fun this week, man.
And everyone will be like, "This is the same."
Why
guy
did
fighting."
you roll the R if that was supposed to be a Chinese accent? Why'd you roll the
Because it's
R?
Chinese and Hispanic.
The battle.
That's my Filipino accent. That's my Filipino accent. It's raw. It's a rumble in the jungle.
Literally the most offensive fight of all time, just because of the commentary.
Oh my goodness, man.
There's literally nothing he's done that I can't do except maybe Fear Factor. I think I would get annoyed too quickly.
Yeah, possibly so. We're gonna get out of here though, Jim. It's been fun, man. Jesse, thank you, sir, for coming back on, man. Tell the people where they can find you one more time.
Find me on social media, Jay Rivas Comedy on Instagram, Jay Rivas on Facebook.
Awesome. Candace.
At just_Candice KANDYCE on all social platforms.
Have you gotten that OnlyFans? Oh shit. I spoke too soon.
The final word: boobies.
Boobies. Joey, where can you find you?
I have at LaFaro Comedy on Instagram. 2 shows coming up this week: Thursday night at the Ugly Mug, and Saturday at Sonic.
Thursday at the Ugly Mug. Me too.
I wasn't sure because I didn't know if I was going to have a surgery date, but now that I know my cutting is happening,
All right.
I'll be there.
Awesome, man. Yeah, they
Gonna joke and slang and cut some rug. I don't know.
they closed the haha quarry. So DJ Marcus is out of work once again.
It flooded.
They flooded the haha quarry. Man, but we are Dot Comedy, and we will be back again with more fun and more thrills on the next episode of the Dot Comedy Podcast.